Do any of you watch the show Survivor? I was really inspired by one of the speeches that was given in the latest finale of Survivor. It was a single mom, and she was sharing how she realized through the experience of going on the show how little you really need to be happy, and how she had been working herself. She had been working so hard to provide all of these luxuries, really, to her children. If it's something that you don't need, it can be considered a luxury, right? But hearing that, and then listening to the Bible scriptures that just keep reminding me, what are the things that are important? If we feel like we are living in a life where we are stuck in a struggle, which I think we've all been there. I certainly have. Like, these last few years have been really challenging for me. Recently it's been quite beautiful, but the last few years were just an uphill climb. And hearing the words from the scriptures yesterday, where it was sharing how the words we speak, your tongue is so powerful. You can speak life or you can speak death. That all of the power and life is in the tongue, and the words we speak to ourselves, what we say to our children, how critical we are. And I have really struggled with this recently. Like, I have this one kid that just seems to get more of the fussing than the other ones do, and it just breaks my heart to hear. I couldn't stop myself from fussing in that moment. And I just kept saying the things that, redirecting back to the same thing that we had been working on for the last several hours. And here we are back 2 minutes later, and they're back not doing the task again. It's like a 10-minute task. It can be done quickly. Why are you not getting it done? Why can you not spend more than 30 seconds or 2 minutes on this task? I have so many other things I need to be doing as a mom, and I just blah, blah, blah at this child. Get back to work. Why? And then as soon as they leave the room, I'm feeling so heavy and guilty, and then I go to apologize and they're back doing something else. And so instead of apologizing, I'm fussing again, and it's just really making me have to realize that I need to take a step back in those moments and get my emotions under control. Get into the scriptures. What do I need to really say to speak to the heart of my baby, to get their attention? And and honestly, is this person capable of doing the things I'm expecting of them? Yes, they are. I'm their mom. I've been working with them for years. I know that they're capable, but they are not capable of not being distracted. So how can I motivate them? And I'm getting ideas as I'm talking to you through this. Like, yes, I could set a timer. All right, stay in the kitchen until the timer goes off, then go take a break. Or, set the timer for another 5 minutes and then take a break. And when the 5-minute timer goes off, come back in the kitchen and finish it up. Like, if that's what you need, we can do that. But how can I work with my child who's constantly distracted, no matter what is going on around the house? Like, nobody else is there, doesn't matter. There's something else that will distract him. Everyone's in there encouraging him to finish the task, doesn't matter. He's talking about something ridiculous, staying there with one thing in his hand, right? This is a daily struggle for me. And then that's just one child. I have 4 children. So I absolutely understand the pressures of our expectations. But then it makes me think again, every time that I'm frustrated that our responsibilities aren't done, I am reminded again at how many of these things that we create these responsibilities by having so many items that we have to be responsible for. What can I get rid of in the kitchen that will create less stress? Like, honestly, for the summer, if my kids each had 1 cup, 1 plate, 1 bowl, and 1 set of silverware for themselves, they're each responsible for their own dishes. Like, I'm sitting outside of the dollar store right now, and I'm seriously contemplating going and getting each child their own individual dishes so that there is no piling up of dishes. There is no one leaving extra dishes and making extra mess in the kitchen. We have a camera set up so that I can see if my kid, who used that appliance in the kitchen, right? And didn't put it away. We can do that. That's easy. Should I do that? I'm on the fence. But if you have lots of kids and it's going to be a daily frustration, what can you do to create less frustration and less stress in your home? What can you do to encourage your kids to all be involved? And I'm literally having these ideas as I'm recording this podcast for you. I'm getting these ideas that I've seen and I've done, but I've not ever felt like it was the right time for me to do that. Or maybe I've done them in the past and then we're just in a different season of life. Maybe I did that when we had toddlers. Yes, I did. But now we have older kids and then it can be used a little bit differently. So I don't know, like, what are the things that what are the obstacles? What is the confusion? Where's the frustration coming from in your home? Where's the frustration? How can we eliminate that frustration? And that is my goal when I'm working with my clients. Recently I went to a home and the frustration is looking at a tower of shoes downstairs. Okay, how can we eliminate that? Well, I have 6 people in my home. They don't have that many people in their home. One way to eliminate that is to just have today's shoes down there. Just today's. You don't need 30 pairs of shoes downstairs. You don't have 30 people living in your home. Like they're all gone from the house. They already have one pair of shoes on, right? So some homes we change our shoes when we come in the house and put on comfy shoes instead of our tennis shoes, right? Or maybe we have lots of sports activities, so we are going to change into multiple pairs of shoes in one single day because we have different activities that require different shoes. However, you don't need all of your shoes and you don't need 15 pairs of shoes because you do not have 15 different activities today for this one person. So that's something I want you to think about if that is something that you struggle with. Maybe you don't have them piled on the floor, maybe they're on a shelf, but it still is something you have to walk past and look at and it feels cluttered or it feels frustrating to you. How can you eliminate those frustrations? The dishes piled up in the sink. Well, if everybody only has one plate, one piece of their color of dishes, go pick those up at the dollar store, Walmart, wherever. You can go and get them. They're 50 cents a piece at Target. Right? It doesn't have to be an expensive thing to make it possible for you to give everybody their own color. Like maybe you give everybody their 2 colors, right? So they have two plates, right? 2 dishes so that they have their own and we can use the dishwasher. But in between, and if they're just using their same dish over and over again, they can clean that in the sink. All of my children are fully capable of washing and drying their own dishes. No, I don't know that my 6-year-old can properly clean up after an entire meal on her own. Definitely not. That's too heavy of a responsibility for her. That's too weighty, too lengthy of a time, and too many steps in the process. However, she is fully capable of washing her own plates, cups, bowls, and silverware. She is fully capable of that. And then at the end of the day, run the dishwasher with all the dishes in there, right? So they're fully sanitized. If it's just one person using them, you're germing your own self. It's fine, right? It'll be fine. But these are things that as moms, when our kids are all home, piling the dishes up in the sink can feel like a real burden and a real frustration, not just to the one person, not just to mom, but to the whole household. Because when mom feels frustrated and stressed, everyone is kind of feeling the tension in the air coming from mama. So what can we do to eliminate those frustrations, eliminate those stressors? And what do you have way too many of, right? Every home, no matter how much you've tried to be minimalist, there are definitely things that you don't need, right? What are the things you actually need? How simple do they have it on Survivor? They have a tarp, a machete, and a pot. Maybe some fishing gear, right? What do they have? They make their blankets and stuff out of leaves They made their canopies out of leaves. They used leaves in this episode to eat the rice and stuff. They made leaf spoons and leaf bowls to use for their dishes. So they didn't even have dishes, and you can just burn it or throw it out or whatever you're doing with it when you're done. Like, why do we burden ourselves with so many things? Our kids do not need an entire room full of toys to be creative. In fact, that limits their creativity. Studies have shown that the less that they have, the more their imagination is able to grow and use, like, so many, be so creative and come up with all these incredible ideas. Like, if my kids are on vacation camping, we go camping as a family a lot, they don't bring toys. They're outside in the woods. They're doing all this awesome stuff. They're swimming in the lake. They're fishing. They're playing hide and seek. They're doing awesome stuff, being creative. I literally don't bring toys. There's no electronics. That I don't allow my children to bring electronics when we go camping. And we've been camping at the RV park, so there's electricity and all of that. We just don't use it. I want my kids to be creative. And so we have, the only toys really that they have are Legos and arts and crafts. They have some Nerf guns, Legos, arts and crafts. And my daughter has a few animals, and they each have a couple of stuffed animals, but really it's not much. So, and we could get rid of 80% of it. Truly. They have their favorite Lego pieces that they play with that can fit in one of the drawers in their room, and they would be fine. But they really enjoy digging through the buckets of Legos, and I need them to be distracted, and I love that. I love that they're playing with Legos, and when we have friends over and cousins over, it's great. But as a mom, I don't want the Legos all over the house, so we contain them to, they can bring up one, they have to fit in the drawer of their desk in the bedrooms, or they have to stay in the garage. That's it. They do not go around the other places of the house. That's the only places that they belong. So I've simplified that. I've simplified the toys. I've simplified so many things. And my kids are a lot happier when they have less toys to clean up. Thinking back to where we were when we had, like, the entire room was full of toys and we couldn't walk on the floor at all. Like, at all. It was up to my knees with toys. The frustration that caused my children when it was time to clean up because they had friends over and everything got dumped out. It didn't take 20 minutes to clean it up even then, but it was a lot, and it was a heavy feeling. Like, it felt heavy to them, and it felt like something they didn't want to do. And as a mom, I want to make sure that we always have time to do the things that we want to do, and we're not distracted by all the things that we don't want to do. So if you need some help figuring out where the distractions are and what you can eliminate so that you can just highlight the things that are important and focus on the things that really are important in your life, give me a call, reach out, send me an email, hello@thesosmom.com. hello@thesosmom.com is the email, or you can reach out. The SO is www.thesosmom.com is the website, and you can just book a session. Like, go ahead and book one. Like, they're scheduled on there, and figure out where are you stuck? Why are you stuck? What do you need help with? And let's get this done. Like, come join us in the Facebook group, ask some questions in there, or share a space that's frustrating you, and I'll be happy to help you with that. All right, I hope you will think about this and really think through what is in the way. What can you do without in your life? Even if you feel like you have minimized so much and that you really don't have a lot of stuff that you don't use, there's stuff that you would use something else if you didn't have that, right? So there's still more that could go. What can you pare down even more so that you have more time to be with the people you love, and more time to do the fun things, and more time to just go on vacation, right? If we got rid of all of our toys and all of our mess and all of our extra clothes and all of our extra things, could we maybe go on vacation a lot more? Could we maybe travel? Could we do more fun things with friends? Like, wouldn't it feel a lot easier to invite friends over if you didn't have a bunch of mess in the way? I know that stopped me a whole bunch of times, feeling like I had too much to do or I was too behind to be able to invite a friend over that I really was excited to get to know more. Don't do that to yourself. And as a friend, if someone invites me over and their home is a little bit messy or a lot messy, I don't care. I am so excited that they invited me over. I'm so excited that they invited me over, that they cared enough about me to invite me into their home. Wow, what a privilege to be able to be invited to your home. I love that so much. So let's stop that. Like, what about you? Are you going to feel like all judgy about someone's home because they invited you over, but you're too embarrassed to invite someone over to your house and your house maybe looks better than theirs? Stop being so judgy of yourself. Be free to be who you are. And if your home is so messy that you feel embarrassed, then what is in the way? What is the frustration? Where are the problems? And let's see if we can get that fixed. I love you so much. I want to be that hand helping you, that friend by your side, encouraging you, and maybe wiping your glasses so you can see clearly again about what is really important. All right, I am so looking forward to talking with you more. Have a great day, and I will be back soon. Bye. Hey friend, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. And if you haven't done it already, make sure you go to Apple Podcast and leave a review for this show so more people can find it. If you want some more behind the scenes and more connection with me, come join the Facebook group at the SOS Mom Show. And you can email me or call 980-389-0399 and email at hello@thesosmom.com. I'm waiting for you. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to this episode. Did I say it right?